everyone, welcome back to my channel. Alex here. If you've never seen these big old cheeks before, I make beauty, fashion, and lifestyle videos right here on this channel. So if you don't want to miss any of them, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you will always know when I upload a video. I'm really excited today because I get to share with you my first foundation review of 2023. Really excited that it is the new Surreal Skin Foundation by Makeup by Mario. I am just excited to get into his brand because I didn't try anything ever from his brand since its release. So I'm like, let me start with a foundation. Let's start our Makeup by Mario foundation with his foundation. Let's do that. So I'm going to stop talking right now and let you guys get in on me trying the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation on my combination acne prone skin. Let's go. So here we are, clean face. Don't have anything on it except for some moisturizer. As always, everything that I talk about today is going to be listed and linked down in the description box for you for your convenience. They are affiliate links. As always, I make a commission. Small commission from anything that you buy, and it supports me and my channel, and I appreciate your going through my links. So the first thing I'm going to do is use a primer. Always use a primer. The one that I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use, which one? I'm going to use my Tatcha. This is the Silk Canvas in the pot, and so I'm just going to scrape out a little bit of that and stick it directly on my face. I really like this. I do want to try the liquid version of this. I like how it smooths me out, and this is just the tiny pot. It lasts me so long as opposed to buying the full-size one, so I'm glad I stuck with that. Now I do have a couple of breakouts. It's that time of the month for me. For those of you that are new to my channel, I have combination oily acne prone skin. I do have a couple of dry spots still from when my eczema was freaking itself out, like right up here, but you probably can't see it. But yeah, that's what's going on with my skin. So the shade that I got in the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation, I got the shade 230. If you follow me on Instagram, then you would have seen me in my stories asking you guys if you wanted me to review it and showing you swatches. I'm going to also have those swatches on my vlog as well if you want to check that out. I like how they did the box so you can see on the side what the shade is as well if you're just curious about that. I like how they really seal this, so I have to physically crack it open to get this foundation out. This is what the bottle looks like. Very, very lovely. I love the packaging on this. This is my first product from the Makeup by Mario collection, so if all goes well, I'll definitely be looking into the other items that he has in his line. This is supposed to be a natural finish foundation that's hydrating with medium coverage. I have acne scars, so let's see how much this can be built up. It's a liquid formula, long wear. It's supposed to be breathable, luminous, building effortlessly for long wear coverage. Comes in a really good shade rate. Seeing this in person at Sephora, you really get to see the scope of range of this. So it does tell you on the Sephora website in terms of how to use this. You're supposed to use their F4 brush. Of course you can use a sponge if you want to, but since it said use a brush, I'm going to go ahead and use a brush. I don't have the F4 brush from his line that they recommend, but I do have my own. You guys know I love Motor brushes, and the Motor brush that I'm going to be using today is a buffer brush from one of their mermaid collections. So we are going to shake this up. When I swatched in store, the 230 was the closest match. It actually disappeared on my hand. Of course, we love a good pump. There it is on my hand. I think this color is going to be a really, really good match. I hope at least, because it was a pretty good match in the store. We're gonna cover. Oh, okay. I mean, it says medium, but she's covering. Okay, as I blend this out, now I can see, yes, definitely medium coverage, because I can still see a couple of my scars peeking through. But the movement on this is pretty good. I've got a piece of hair right here from my face. Okay. The movement of this formula is pretty good. That's a really good finish. It is luminous. It feels lightweight so far just by putting it on my cheeks. So let's see how it does with everything else. So I zoomed out in a little bit more because I've got a lot more scarring on this side of my face so y'all can see what the coverage is gonna go ahead and look like. Even though it's medium, we know it's not gonna completely conceal everything, but I just want to see what that could look like.
Name a better duo. So why do we do this dance? Are we moving too slow? Cause you need reassurance.
Okay guys, so this is the foundation on its own. Do we love her? I like the fact that it is lightweight. I don't feel it. In terms of how it looks on my skin, very luminous. They say luminous, and it is giving luminous, but it's also giving natural. This is nice. Now, because of the luminosity of this, if you have texture, I might stay away, because I have a little bit of texture up here where some of my skin is kind of dry, and it's not like totally like picking it up, but I can see it more. Like it's a little bit raised and pronounced in that area, especially here where I've got some of that patchiness happening on my own skin. I'm seeing that. So if you have texture, this might not be for you. In terms of the coverage, yes, it is medium. I can see the deeper marks that I do have. Yeah, those are showing up, but I want to see if I just squirt a little bit more on my brush how this builds up, and if it feels heavy as I build this up in those areas. So like especially here where I've got some extra marks going on. So I don't see this being completely full, like to say, oh, if I build this up I can get full coverage. That's not what's happening here. If you want full coverage from something like this, I would say put on the foundation and then go in with a concealer that you love, because even with me just adding a little bit more of it, it's still skin-like. I can still see some of the scars, so I would not cake this up, especially because it's that luminous type of finish. I wouldn't do that, because then it just might turn, especially if you're a combo skin like me, just might turn this into a grease ball. So this is what the skin is looking like. Lights hitting it from every angle. So it's about 3:32. I am starting late today, so apologies for that, but I plan to wear this for the rest of the evening anyway, because I've got to go outside. I got to do a couple of things this afternoon, so that's, you know, that's fine. I don't mind it, but so far it feels okay on the skin. I don't feel itchy or anything like that, not having an allergic reaction or anything. This is pretty cool. So looks good. This probably is going to be great for the springtime, right before summer. So it's spring, winter. Yeah, so late winter, early spring, this might be a really good foundation in terms of how it looks on my skin. I look awake, my skin look refreshed, that kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the rest of my makeup just to see how it plays with other things, and I'll be right back. Alright y'all, so makeup's all done, and I can say that the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation played nice with all my other products. There was no lifting or pulling of anything. I did let it sit for like 2 minutes just to see if it would dry down like in any shape or form, but it actually stayed that glowy luminous look that you saw in the initial application. So if you want to get rid, I guess, of some of that, I would say take a sheet of maybe a Kleenex, split it in half, and just dab it just a little bit. If you don't like that glowy look that I had in the beginning, so you could just tone it down a little bit and then go in with the powder like I did just now. I have on no highlighter, y'all. No highlighter on my face, and my face is just this glowy. I powdered my face to death, and I am still this luminous, like I still have this luminous glowy look to my skin. I love this. So far, so good. Now, it's after 3 still, and so I'll carry this look throughout the night. Let's see if my oils do anything to this, make the shift move slide. We will see, but I put powder on my face. The powder that I used today was the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Deepest, and just dusted that over my face. I use my Moda multi-purpose powder brush to do that, and I literally was just like this throughout my whole face, under my eyes, all of that, and I still have this skin-like luminous, glowy look to my skin that does not look overly oily, and right now I'm really impressed. So let's see how this plays out through me doing all the things for the rest of the evening, but so far it looks really good. Again, I will say for people with texture, this may not be your cup of tea. I will say that. Just sitting here talking to you, I do have some smile lines, and I'm seeing it like accentuate those lines. I'm not kidding you. As I speak, I can see it accentuating those lines, sitting in those lines. That to me screams that if you have some texture, it's going to show up. So do exfoliate, I would say, before you put this on, just to make sure. If you have like any scalies or whatever, just to take those off. But if you have texture like, you know, like a lot of maybe fine bumps or something like that, you're going to see them. So just be mindful of that. Because of this glowy look to it, that's how I feel about this foundation in that sense. So wear-wise, in terms of how it feels on the skin, just sitting here, it's lightweight. I don't feel it at all, which is a good thing to me. But yeah, like I said, let's see how it carries on for the rest of the evening. And I will be back in check-in with you guys. Alright guys, so some hours have passed. It is now 10:32, if y'all can see that. And I have to say, I'm really impressed with the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation. It is still lightweight. I still feel like there's nothing on my skin. However, there is some shininess, of course. I have combination skin. So shininess is definitely in the T-zone, the nose. You probably can see that. A little bit on the forehead. The cheeks are still a little bit glowy, but the skin in other areas looks really nice and natural, and I really do like that. Nothing melted off. I actually was out. I went to HomeSense, did some shopping, cleaned up my house, did some laundry, and my skin still looks really put together. I really, really like this foundation, I must say. Now, I will let you guys know I do have some lines in my forehead, and I did see a little bit of like accentuation of those lines. So like I said earlier, I think if you have some texture in your skin, you might want to just veer off away from this a little bit, or just do maybe a light layer of this. Don't go too heavy with this. You guys saw me build this up. It can be built up, but I wouldn't, because of that luminosity, I would not build this up to say, ooh, I want full coverage. Just leave it as it is, as its medium coverage self, its best self, in my opinion, and just layer on with your powder, and you'll be good to go, because that's all I did. But I think my skin looks really, really good for just those couple of hours. The nose isn't sliding or anything like that. I'm looking for my bigger mirror here so I can give you all a little bit more detail. But yeah, nose is shiny, that's expected. Around the mouth, I do have some cracking kind of settling in that fine line. Again, anywhere where there's an area of texture, this is going to make that stand. I do have some skin lifting around the corners of my mouth, so it's accentuating that area. But if you were to look at me like how you're looking at me right now, you wouldn't be able to tell. It's just I'm really up in my face. Someone has to be really close to you to see this in lines at all. I didn't put any of this under my eyes, but yeah, forehead, definitely some settling in those lines. But other than that, I think this foundation is pretty good. I believe if I just went in and just dabbed with a sponge or something on my nose, the shininess, as you guys saw just now, the shininess would go away. Like, we'd be a-okay. Then that's it. Just a little bit of oil blotting paper if you have it, or you know, a tissue paper. Put your powder back on and you'll be good to go in terms of refreshing this foundation. Just by doing that, nothing lifted or moved, nothing was removed from my face. Just even dabbing with a little bit of a beauty blender. So absolutely, if you can go ahead and get this. If you got combination acne prone skin like mine, grab this. It's fine. I believe it's a really good foundation. Definitely one for every day, especially with this winter coming into spring. I think this makes a really, really good everyday foundation for this time of year. Summer, probably not, but right now, yes, go ahead and get this one. Go ahead and grab the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Foundation, guys. Again, I got the shade 230 if you didn't hear earlier in the video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and subscribing. If you have, let me know if you picked up this foundation, if you're going to try it. And if you have tried it, what do you guys think? And I will see you in my next video really, really soon. Bye.